Hello, I'm Wallace Allen. That's Anthony Garcia, the Mood Master. The name of the show, Empire Talks Back. Today we're going to show you how to eat raw, how to protect your body and your future, and we're also going to show you how to keep your drum set from falling off the stage. And that's going to be demonstrated to us by a man who has won many golden records. This is Empire Talks Back. We'll be back very shortly.
You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Funny! Sorry, I almost killed you. We've all been misunderstood. I'm not a fighter.
I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
With the right support, everyone can reach their full potential because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
All right, we're back. This is going to be a very interesting program. Miss Tammy Martin-Ryles is here today with us, our co-host. She's been a little absent now and then, but that's because she's got real important things to do, like stay healthy. And she's going to show us a little bit about that today in terms of eating healthy, in terms of eating food that's a little bit not cooked. Matter of fact, she brags about eating raw food. We'll be able to talk to her in a moment. First, I'd like to let me say hello to you, Miss Tammy. How are you today?
I'm doing fabulous. And, you're looking real...
Little spoofy, got my tie and stuff on?
Yeah, looking good today, Wallace.
Usually they tighten it up on my neck so my eyes pop out a little
Whoa.
bit. But I want to introduce you to Mr. Clay Drayton.
Yes.
Clay, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
Clay, we've been hearing about your rock and roll stuff. And let me hear a little bit about some of the stuff that we've done or danced to or helped raise our children to as a result of your music.
Okay.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your background with Motown.
Okay. I was with Motown for 7 years as a staff writer. And I wrote songs and played and arranged and produced songs for example, Diana Ross, the Jackson 5, the Supremes, David Ruffin, and then also songs on Lenny Williams from Tower Power, and several people who Fifth Dimension.
Okay.
And this is one of the songs.
Turn it up a little bit. Can you hear that, Gabe? Very good.
That's Diana Ross, Love Hangover. That was my first gold record.
Gold record?
Yes, it was.
That's one of my favorites.
I know only might have a little gold tooth, but not gold records. So that's congratulations on your great career in music. As a result of that career in music, you've come up with a product that is very interesting to us. We'd like to talk about it. What do you call it? It's the Phat Foot.
That's correct. It's called Phat Foot, spelled with a P.
P-H-A-T.
P-H-A-T-F-O-O-T.
And this foot is to help.
Well, when drummers are playing their drums, the bass drum has a tendency to slide. And so what the drummers would do is they'd put a carpet underneath their drum set or rope or chain, anything to keep the bass drum from sliding. And so that's cumbersome. And
I always thought that carpet was for color.
No, they hate to carry that around because that's excess weight on the airplane. So I saw this in a dream. I saw this in a dream. I got up, I drew it out, I made it out of paper. This is like 3:30 in the morning.
How long ago was this?
This was in 2009.
Okay.
And so I made it out of paper. Then I said, wow, this will work. So I contacted a friend of mine who lived in Portland, Oregon, and he's a metal fabricator. At that time, I didn't know that, but I just knew, call him. And I called him. He said, great, just send me the drawings, send me the specs, and I will send it back to you complete. So he sent me about 20 of these, and this was the first one that came back. It is metal, it is heavy, and as a result, we said, we need to have something that's a lot lighter.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to get these in the schools or something.
Yes, and so what we did...
This is a weapon.
Absolutely. So that's another reason why we said,
we'd have a problem taking this through the airport.
A big problem.
A big problem, okay.
And so what we did is we contacted a company in Alhambra, and they were able to mass produce these. This is glass-filled nylon. It's unbreakable. And so the way it works is that the drummer would put this underneath his kick pedal. This part will go into his kick pedal, and his seat, the leg of his seat, would go in here, and his weight will hold his drums and keep them from sliding. And of course, this doesn't even weigh an ounce, so this is great. And it's small enough to put in his stick bag, so he doesn't have to carry a carpet, he doesn't have to carry a rope or chain. And it has worked tremendously well. We have Beyonce's drummer who uses it, Patti LaBelle's, Mariah Carey. Several people are using this. A lot of the major drummers are using this, and they said, gosh, this thing actually saved my life, because one time a guy was about to fall off the stage, but the Phat foot kept him from falling off the stage. So it was a lifesaver.
I heard you say, I believe, something about at one point you were performing and someone asked you to use your foot to hold their instrument in place?
Yes, I'm a bass player, and I was playing for a band, and the drummer's bass drum was sliding. So he said, Clay, would you put your foot in front of my bass drum so that it won't slide? And so, this is what happens on the stage that a lot of people are not aware of. You've got all kinds of difficulties going on that the band members actually have to help each other out.
I was wondering, do you owe this gentleman any royalties on the name? Because he told you to use your foot that didn't have the same thing.
That was a lot of bands that I played in.
You can't even remember who it was.
And a lot of drummers. But this has been a blessing to a lot of drummers, and we're so glad that we're able to have come up with it. And in fact, after I had came up with the idea and I got the first one, I contacted a friend of ours, Kenny Elliott. He played for Lou Rawls at the time, and he lived not far from us. And so I took it down to his house, and he tried it out. He said, Clay, you've got a winner. And so that was this one. That was the heavy one. Okay. And then, of course, so now everybody's familiar with this particular one.
Does that covering on there have anything to do with holding the drum in place? Because there's nothing, this is just straight metal.
This is straight metal. So after I received this from my friend who made it, then the Lord told me, because he gave it to me in a dream, he said, go into the closet. I went to the closet, and there was a box of industrial strength Velcro. I never knew where it came from. My wife didn't purchase it. It was just there.
I dropped that off.
And I put that on.
I came by your house one day and dropped that Velcro off.
Funny.
I didn't even know you guys. Something told me, hey, go drop some Velcro off. Yeah. Do you need my address for royalty checks or anything?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'll take care of that one.
Folks. I'm trying. I have grandkids. I need the money.
He's a wise man. But I was able to put it on just like this, and so this is one part. Then the opposing part of the Velcro would go underneath the kick pedal, and so we did a show. It was called NAMM, which is going on right now. It's a NAMM show where a lot of products for musicians would be there. And so we had a booth, and Buddy Miles, who used to play for Jimi Hendrix, he came by, and he was weighing about 400 pounds at the time.
He lost a little weight, huh?
And he said, I can make the drum move. I don't care what you've got down there. The drum will move. And he sat down there, and he kept banging, 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 and he could not make the drum move. He said, do you have a T-shirt? I want to put it on. I'll be your first endorser.
Really?
So he endorsed our product until he passed.
Buddy was a good guy. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Buddy Miles.
How long ago was that?
It was a few years ago that he passed.
Okay.
Not, probably about 5 or 6 years ago that he passed. But what we've decided to do, along with having a product like this, is to let people know that if you get an idea, if you're lying in bed, you get a dream, get up,
write it down.
out of bed. You got to get up, get out, and get going. So I got up. And we want to tell people, look, this is what you need to do. You get an idea, you get up out of bed, you move on it. You take all the steps that are important to making it happen. I say just draw steps. and then put your idea on the top of it, and then write down the steps that you need to do to make this become a reality. So your dream will become a reality if you use the steps and you are committed to it.
Well, your phase of creating the product has been extremely successful. Now, in terms of distributing and selling, how is that going? It's a great product, obviously. We don't have to worry about it being a weapon. Can we get it in the schools? Can we get it in the airports? What is the distribution plan? How are you doing that?
This particular one, of course, is not the metal one, and we're able to distribute it online. You can go to Phatfoot, PHATFOOT, USA.com, and you can order it. And all of our products are unbreakable.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it being something that's not going to last. This will last the lifetime of the drum kit. Also, this same product is available for keyboards and for sewing machines. Anything that has a foot pedal that is not attached, then what they would simply do is attach this to their seat and put the
foot pedal,
the Velcro underneath the foot pedal, and they're good to go.
And we don't have to make any modifications on the Phat
Don't
foot.
have to make any
This Phat foot
modifications.
will work for everybody's situation.
That's right. So it's a wonderful
Sure,
thing.
that's not my Velcro.
I'm positive.
Okay, I just thought.
I'm positive. And so we've been able to demonstrate this product in a lot of cities. We've traveled with this product. We've gone to different areas. So, for example, if they have drum contests, we would use this as one of the gifts
Okay. a
for the
prize.
winners.
Okay.
And then, of course, the other people can look at it and say, wow, I'd like to have one too. So go to phatfootusa.com and you can order it online. So we're excited about what it's doing. We've been doing all we can to get the product out, along with encouraging people. We go to schools, we go to colleges, we go to the large seminars, and we talk about how to achieve your dream and how to not just let a great idea sit.
So you are a motivational speaker as well.
I am a motivational
Yes.
speaker, and I'll be at several colleges actually next month and this month. So the idea is to instill in everybody that, hey, you don't need to be where you are. There's always another level where you can go. You can achieve your dream. A lot of times people think that they're going to be stuck in the same old job, making the same old income, when in actuality, there's something bigger and better. And if they're looking for bigger and better, then they can go in that direction. But first, they've got to see it, and they've got to believe that they can reach that.
Well, let's
and
go
we
back.
tell people that.
A lot of people wish that they had a job that they could be stuck in, but because of the way things are changing as fast as they change, many of the places that we go now to work are not necessarily going to be there in the future. So it's definitely a time for us to continue encouraging people to
Absolutely.
use that resource, that brain, that get up at 3 o'clock in the morning idea and turn it from an idea into something that's very real.
Right, and I'd like to come out and share all of that information with those who are viewing on how I got to where I am. For example, I was looking at my royalties going down because of the free online.
Your royalties from your
my
time
royalties
with,
were just
with
gone
Motown.
from Motown,
Yeah.
and I was with 20th Century Fox right after Motown
And had
too.
plenty of gold records.
And plenty of gold
Which
records.
should be bringing
Should be bringing in some nice money. So I took my show to the road. I went on the road, and I would teach seminars on songwriting. And then one of my students said, Clay, if you put this online, you can reach the world. 2 years ago, he told me that. Now I have over 2,300 students in 102 countries taking my online songwriting course.
Excellent.
So once again, I had to reinvent myself. you can be in a position where your money is not happening, and you have to look around and see, what else can I do that will replace that income? And so what we do is we show them the fact that here's what I did with Phat. I got out of bed and I made it happen at 3 in the morning, and it became a reality. And then because my royalties were gone, then I decided, well, let's go ahead and put this thing online. Let's see if we can reach the world. And so as a result, to have over 2,300 students in 101 countries I've never even heard of, but people need to hear me tell them what they need to do to move from where they are to where they really need to be.
How can people get in touch with you, Clay?
You can reach me by going online, Clay at claydrayton.com, CLAY at CLAYDRAYTON.com.
Very good. Well, we appreciate your enthusiasm. Having met your wife at last week's show, I can understand part of your high energy. I'm sure she's got you soul dancing and all of those
That's
good
right.
things that,
I'm in her
that
class.
That keep you going, and we appreciate all of that. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Miss Tammy's going to show us how to keep our energy level high based on the good foods that are available to us to eat. So, Clay, we appreciate you. You guys stick around. We're going to be eating in a very short time. We'll be back right after this short break.
And I'm hungry.
I gotta feed y'all.
You're going to feed us.
Son having trouble in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
We're back. This is Empire Talks Back. Right now, this segment's going to be with Miss Tammy Martin-Ryles, and she's going to rile things up a little bit and talk to us about eating raw and eating healthy, right?
Yes.
Okay, do that for us. Aunt, give me a little less volume there. Go ahead.
Well, what do you want to hear?
Well, I mean,
eating raw and healthy.
Why would I eat raw? Why would I eat raw food instead of good old cooked short ribs and steak and stuff?
Okay, well now, see, there's a difference between raw than raw vegan. Because people can still eat raw and not be vegan. But I am vegan, and vegan raw meaning that 70% of what I eat is not cooked. And to eat raw, you're eating right from nature, and you're eating the way food was intended to be eaten, untampered, full of oxygen, full of all of the vitamins and the nutrients that we need, untampered, because when you go into the cooking process, you're going to start to kill things, and things become very washed down. So it's not like you're not getting something nutritious, but you're just, taking a little bit longer to get where you want to go.
Okay.
So
now, there's some health benefits that you are aware of or that you talk about, and as we look at your skin and look at somebody else's skin who's been eating a lot of meat
Is it
and
nice?
stuff, well, it certainly looks better than whatchamajiggy's guys does. And we have an associate, Mr. Green,
yes,
who took your advice and started eating raw. Stopped
raw
eating
vegan.
Raw
Yeah.
vegan. Stopped eating a lot of things that he was eating.
Yes.
If he were here, I'd let him talk about it. But the immediate effect for him was to, I think, inside of 30 days, he stopped having pain.
Yes.
And he had much pain because he was big and tough, and he made his back hurt pushing big things around. So he had problems. And so the back pain went away, and he's been losing weight. I think he
Yeah.
faded away. Maybe he's here and we just can't see him.
Yeah, and but one thing I want to say, Wallace, and is raw vegan and just going vegan lifestyle is a process, and just because you're vegan doesn't mean that you're healthy. I just want to put that out there because a lot of times people say, "Oh, well, I'm vegan." That could mean a lot of different things. It doesn't mean that you're healthy. It doesn't mean that, because you can be vegan and eat still a lot of processed food.
Okay.
A lot of microwavable food and things like that. I'm not saying that, if they're on that path, then keep going. I salute them that, yes, they're not eating any animal products.
Well, you're not being judgmental, but I am today for the program.
You're being judgmental?
For the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when people ask me a lot of questions, what's the benefit, what's this? It is, if you ask somebody, what's in that encyclopedia? Or what's in your, in this program? Well, I can't take an hour to tell you. It's a journey that people have to take with me. Just like how
I
we're
keep
talking.
asking you, and one of the main things I ask you, because we started talking about this
Yes.
around the holiday season.
Yes.
Just as we were getting ready to go into the big turkey day,
Yes.
all the dressing and all
I
of
know.
the turkey and the roast beef and that's when you started talking about, if you really want to be healthy, if you want to eat right, you didn't mess up my Thanksgiving.
No.
I just want you to know, I mean, I'm good with all this.
No.
But my question was then, and it is now,
Yes.
well, what do you eat? I mean, okay, Tammy, breakfast time. What do you eat for breakfast? Tammy, lunchtime. I'm thinking hamburger. What do you eat for then dinner? What do you eat for dinner? So
I eat from the
asked you-
earth. I eat from the earth.
Well, now you've got an audience that's going to let you answer the question for me and them.
Yes.
Now, what do you have here today, and what are we going to end up with?
Well,
and I must say
yes.
that you have in the past brought some items to other activities,
Yes.
and
Pizza,
they were
everything.
really good. I'll have to say,
I made you a
ate
little
some of
hamburger
that
too,
stuff.
didn't I?
I ate your flatbread thing, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything.
Anything.
So I appreciate that. So tell us where we are. What are we looking
Well,
at?
today we're going to keep it 100% raw. So I've I brought my walnut meat taco.
Walnut meat.
Taco. So it's meat, because here's
Walnuts have meat.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then I say meat because you got to remember we're stuck on tradition. A lot of times we eat the meat out of tradition, and it goes on our plate, and it's so-called protein. See, so it's a journey. I must take everybody on, but this is my walnut meat, and what I'm going to do is make tacos, wonderful tacos. Now I'm going to tell you how I made the
Walnut meat.
yes,
Now
tacos.
that's walnuts.
Yes,
That looks like meat.
exactly. And so
Can you see that?
And all I did was
Is there a way we can show this?
yes.
Look at that.
And all I did to make this, which is really simple, because that's the other myth. Everybody says, "Oh, you're raw vegan. It takes your, hours
why
to
I asked
prepare."
you, what do you eat?
Well, it took me probably about 3 minutes to make this. Well, I prep my walnuts because I
That's quicker
soak
than
them in
2.
water overnight, and then I take a cup of walnuts, and then I add 1 full plum tomato, and then I put in probably a half a teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of ginger powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, because I like to keep it hot, and then a teaspoon of grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil.
Grapeseed oil. And then I put it in the processor and blend it, and you don't have to turn it into mush. You just grind it up. And with that, have Roma tomatoes. You take the romaine lettuce. You can use kale. I like kale.
I don't want to use
now,
kale.
I'm going to make 2 of these. I'm trying to get
So what's in the bowl is your walnut meat.
Yes.
And you've cut up some tomatoes, mushrooms, red onions, and you've got some lime over here.
Yes. So we're going to prepare a taco.
So I can
I'm gonna
recognize
prepare
these
2.
things, folks. That means there's nothing here that old
I'm gonna
Wallace
prepare 2.
couldn't
I'm
figure
gonna
out. The tomato,
prepare
mushroom.
1 for you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna prepare 1 for me. You're gonna lay down the walnut meat. Okay. So we're laying this down. Again, you can use kale. You can use collard greens. I've seen it done. Or maybe one day I'll come back and make some taco shells.
Well, we're going to be here every other
Okay.
Wednesday.
And then
doing stuff.
from
You
there, what do you like in your taco? Would
What
you
do
like
we-
some onion?
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm gonna go well.
Everything. That's what we
I'm
usually
gonna-
say. Everything. I'd like to have a little of everything.
And you know, it's okay to say beef. We are addicted individuals. We eat what we grew up with. So, you know,
Tammy, you grew up on a farm
yes.
in Louisiana.
Yes, I did.
And you have consistently said that you didn't eat a lot of.
well, I didn't eat a whole lot of meat, but I ate meat. But then I realized, even at an early age, that this is not right.
Was that Bigfoot who walked across the stage there?
So I have added you some mushrooms.
Folks don't call in. That
and I
wasn't
just want
really
to show
Bigfoot.
everyone.
You didn't get any real Bigfoot
Now-
sighting. And you're thinking about Phat because we had that in the program earlier, and he just was a blur going across. So don't call it. That was not Bigfoot.
What I want to add to
That was
this,
him going to wash his hands so he could get some of the food.
Wallace.
Yes.
Get focused. What I want to add to this, I have to pick on them. Some Brazil nut cheese.
Brazil nut cheese.
Brazil nut cheese, and the Brazil nut cheese is made out of Brazil nuts, coconut milk. Now, every ingredient that you see here is 100% organic. I do not use anything that is not organic. I do not believe in adding chemicals to my food, and that's another segment that I will go over. And we can put a little lime, and I normally put avocado. I didn't have any avocado, so put a little avocado.
We have avocados probably in the car, don't we?
Wallace, you're going to, I'm going to take one because I'm going to eat with you.
Okay.
Or maybe I'll get somebody else to try one.
Well, I can recommend one person who wants
I'll
one for
give-
sure. Miss Naima, my granddaughter, would love to
So
have
which one would you like?
the big one.
Okay. And I'll give this
I
one
was
to
just kidding. They're
Naima.
the same size.
Okay.
Oh, Naima, come.
Okay.
Let me introduce
And-
you to Naima. Turn yourself around. That's Naima. That's my granddaughter.
And what I will do,
And she's hungry. Let's watch you bite that.
and now you're going to have to bring it in, and let me show you. Let me make one real quick so I can show you. I don't want y'all to be nervous and stuff.
And do it wrong.
And
okay.
do it wrong.
That looks beautiful, doesn't it? Can you see that?
Okay, it's
Since
nice
you
and
can't
healthy.
taste it, you could at least look at it. That's
And
great.
then so we can take.
Now, why don't we have bread, Tammy? What's wrong with bread?
I didn't say anything was wrong with bread. We're just eating completely raw today.
What's better with lettuce? It's raw. That's
Well,
what-
it's raw. And if we do cook bread, I'll show you the ingredients to use because I only use ancient grains. I do not use grains that have been processed and.
Where do you get ancient grains?
Oh, you can get it at your Whole Food markets, Clark's, La Sierra Whole Foods. And I'm going to add this to mine. Okay, a little bit of cheese.
Little cheese.
Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm making a little mess here, but you know what Charles Jr.
So
said
we're
in
going to do, folks.
carnivores.
We're going to give you an opportunity to see us bite it, and
Yes.
we're going to go to break.
Take it in.
so we can chew it.
and
And
if
when
you-
we come back, we'll tell you how good it is. All right?
And if you want to, just grab it. And normally I roll mine up, but I wanted to, but keep it up and just twirl it over.
I think we Allens over here got it. We didn't have any problem about rolling it. Okay, we can bite.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to bite right now, folks. We'll be right back.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
1 in 5 children struggle with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to understood.org.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. I'm talking with my mouth almost full because I've swallowed most of this great. Well, Sammy, what do you call this?
It's a walnut meat taco.
Walnut meat taco.
Raw.
Raw. And what we did, we just went outside and found some people who were walking around and asked them if they were hungry and asked them to come in. No, actually, you guys, from last week's program, these are our line dancers, and they are, is it good? Okay, nobody's talking, everybody's
I got more lettuce over there.
That's a good sign. So tell us again the ingredients.
Spicy, but good. I
Nice and spicy. Tammy Martin-Ryles came to Empire Talks Back today, and removed her co-host position and moved into the position of teacher, educator, caterer, and made us a wonderful meal of walnut meat tacos. It's great. Tammy, close us out on the program while I finish eating, please.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you can see us here again, and I'm quite sure I'll be doing some more segments. You can come eat with us, and Empire's going to be talking back with a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, with what's going on and how we eat. Right? I mean, I'm ready to. We want to take us out. I mean, we don't have no music, but I hear the music in the voice of everybody moaning and stuff. So hopefully.
We'll look forward to seeing you guys at the next program. Maybe you'll be here in the studio and help us eat whatever Miss Tammy has made. We do appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your time. Naima, tell them goodbye for me, baby.
Bye. It's too spicy for